Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. So as you can see, I got a big old Peterbilt. This is a 389. This is the Optimus Prime edition of this particular truck. Pretty nice looking thing. So what we're going to do is just going to do a quick little trial run because I have never really recorded Euro Truck before. So we are in Amsterdam at the moment, and Amsterdam, the United Kingdom. I've never done that before, but I don't want to... I really don't want to go into England. It's funny, you'll notice that there's certain places I avoid. How far is that? 200 kilometers? Is that trailer going to be fine? Maybe, maybe not. That's a really long truck. So we're going to try and find something that's not too far, but not... Oh, I would like to do that one, but that one goes into Russia. Russia's fun to drive into. I have the Russian mod installed. That goes to Dortmund, and that is 282 kilometers. Yeah, we can do that one. We'll take some textiles. Sure. So this is going to be a trial run. I have never... no, I don't want to rest again. I've never recorded this. I did a little bit of a live stream the other day to see how it would work, and it's not too bad. It was... let's put the GPS actually on. I wasn't too bad. I did a live stream, and I think what I actually ended up doing was... I was trying to stream on too low of a setting, actually. So what happened was, because I was trying to stream on a very low setting, and what I mean by low is like, the way OBS works, or Open Broadcast Software, is you can decrease how much, like the speed at which it encodes things, and when you drop the level of encoding, what happens is, I guess I should look to see if there's any cars. If you drop the level of encoding, what happens is it will actually use more of your CPU. And I think what I actually did is I overheated my CPU. Oops. I think that's what I did. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I did. All right, so let's go ahead and grab that one. That actually placed the cargo, the Schmitz cargo bowl is kind of an interesting place to drive through. In this particular area. My home base is stationed in... well, I started off in England, at least. But now I am stationed in mostly Berlin, is where I like to be. And that's primarily because I have the Russian mod. And the Russian mod, or map, I should say. It's not a mod per se. Well, it is a mod, but it's also a map, so I'll call it a map. But it's because it opens up like a lot of Eastern Europe, it makes it a bit more interesting. Oops, just a little bit further. Perfect. So what it does, or what it allows me to do, is it allows me to head out there easily, or to go there if I need to. So it's funny. Normally I don't look very much like when I'm driving. I look around. I just drive for it. And I guess I should probably back up a little bit. It's funny, the way the G27 has its... oops, I can go now. The way it has its reverse, which I really don't... you actually have to depress the shifter itself, and then what you have to do is depress the shifter and then put it into like far to the right sort of thing. So it's really odd to put it into, put that into the gear, but it's not terrible, I guess, but interesting nonetheless. So... I don't know. I really like. It's awesome for this game. I really like it. Like the very first thing I did was I put it into. Oh, this is a yield, not a. No, it's a light. The first thing I did was I put it into like 8 shifter mode because I just like it a lot better than the regular mode. So, all right. It's funny for people who don't like me playing in cab much in Farm Sim. They're gonna hate this game because this game is all in cab basically. Oops. There's not much else I can really do about it because this game is meant to be all played in game base or in cab. But that's our truck. I don't know if I can actually zoom out so far. But that's our truck. It's a pretty nice looking truck. You can actually put some fancy lights on it and stuff. I don't like putting crazy things on trucks. I'm a fairly basic, simple guy, I guess. Oh, it's green. We can go now. I'm a fairly basic guy, so I guess, or simple guy, so I don't like adding too many fandangle things on it. But some people Some people do. It's not my style, so. So, we're in Amsterdam, and we're heading to... I don't even know where we're heading to. I totally forgot. Somewhere in Dortmund. There we go. So we're heading to Dortmund, so it's not a very far little trek. It's only 4 hours on the clock. Shouldn't take too long once we hit the highway. I'll try and respect the speed cameras, the speed limits. I don't like going too crazy. Not because I don't like speeding in this game, but it's more to do with the fact that every time I've tried to go too fast, basically, I've run into trouble. So that's more to do with it. So what I'm going to try and do is try and stick around the speed limit and see what happens there. This is a 50. Let's just downshift here a little bit. Don't like taking these turns. This isn't too bad with a box trailer. It's really easy to do these turns, but when you have a really long like train or something, having a big long nose on these trucks just make it horrendous. You really got to be careful, that's for sure. So hopefully you guys can't hear the shifter too much, because it's right beside, fairly close to the microphone. So hopefully it's not terrible. Say hi, Julie.
Hi.
So hopefully you can't hear it too much, but luckily we're on the highway now, so let's set the cruise control. I don't know, even in real life I always drive with cruise control. I don't know why, but it's just one of those things where I just like to set it to. Now I do have the speed limiter off, so I can go faster than 90 if I want to, but 90 is a good cruising speed, I discovered. Like here in Canada, 90 is probably what you would... well, depending on which highway you're on, you'd probably either cruise at 90. If you're on like a rural road, it'd be 80 kilometers an hour, so most people cruise at 90. Whereas if you're on like a 401, like in Ontario here, or the 417, 416 up in Ottawa area, you're probably cruising at about 110, somewhere in that area. Trucks do that too, and if not faster, so it's not too bad. So we'll see. I don't know why I said that like that, but that's the way it is. How about that? So, yeah, so this is the very first episode. It's kind of curious. I don't know why, because I find the same thing with Farm Sim. That when I play off-screen versus on-screen, it's slightly different. Like, when I'm recording, I've discovered, I actually tend to pay more attention rather than less attention. Unless I'm live streaming and trying to read chat. And this game is really bad for it. Trying to read chat in this game while streaming is hard. Because you can't stop what you're doing in the same way like you can with Farm Sim, where you can just hire a worker and he's going to drive for you. This game, you don't have much of a choice. You really got to pay attention to what you're doing here. But it's like that for a lot of games. I don't know. I haven't tried out too many other games other than Farm Sim, I guess. And Minecraft. I guess I played Minecraft a lot too, so it's a little different. Thought I'd change it up a little bit. I asked a couple of people in one of the couple of Farm Sim episodes if they'd like to see some Euro Truck, and a lot of people said yes. So here it is. Yeah, hopefully I might try and do it like once or twice a week. I haven't recorded Minecraft in a little while. I need to fire that back up. The problem I'm running into with Minecraft actually is the fact that it's on my other computer. I need to transfer the files over, and right now it's not hooked up. So I am acquiring a couple extra older monitors from the father-in-law there. He picked them up. He doesn't use them, so he's like, do you want them? So I was like, yes, please. Which is going to be awesome. So I'll be able to have at least a monitor set up with the old computer, which will be nice, because then I won't have to like unhook one of my monitors right now and do that kind of thing. It's not that bad. So it's pretty nice. Hopefully you guys can hear those rumble strips there, so when you get over here, so the same thing happens in real life. Those are... When you're driving on the highway in well, I don't know what it's like in Europe, but in Canada, there's lots of long stretches like this, let's say, where you're just driving straight and there's not too much. Well, there are some turns, but they're gradual turns. They're not like really ridiculous turns like in England. So those rumble strips really help out if you're a little tired, because you're just chilling out. Like, you basically do what you're doing right now, just chilling out and driving 90 kilometers, 80 kilometers, whatever you happen to be driving, and when you're tired, or even on the road all weekend or all week, whatever happens to be, it really makes a big difference. So they're pretty helpful. I don't know. I'm not sure if they've actually done studies on that or not. I wonder. It would be kind of interesting to see whether they've actually. I suppose they have done studies that demonstrate how helpful they are, because if somebody has fallen asleep at the wheel or something like that, having that in a car, like in this game, you can barely notice it. Like you could drive on them for like miles and miles and miles. That's not a big deal. But in real life, if you actually hit those rumble strips, you'll definitely be awoken. That's for sure. If you are asleep. I don't know how. I know in Europe it's a bit different for sleeping. I think you can, or sleeping and driving. I think you can only drive up to a maximum of, I think it's 12 hours. And if you drive more than 12 hours, the company will actually know. Because what happens is they actually have a tracker, as far as I know, in the truck, and they can tell how much time you've logged in your truck and like where you stopped, sort of thing. So, which is pretty scary when you think about it, but in reality, it shouldn't really surprise me that much. Where does this want me to go? It wants me to stay on this road, okay? Or does it? No, it doesn't. Ooh, Nelly. Let's downshift here. There we go. It's always funny when stuff like that happens. I've done that so many times where it's like it's not 100% certain what's going on. I guess I'm just a bad driver. I don't know. Let's drop down to 6th gear here. Take a look around. We're clear to go. Perfect. Yeah, so I suspect you will be able to hear the shifter a little bit, but not. Hopefully, it's not too much. You don't shift that often. It's not like I'm racing or anything, so it's not going to be as. It'll just be every so often. When I get in town, I guess is when you'll hear it probably the most. I suspect, at least. So. All right. Oh, I got $2 million now. Sweet. I didn't even realize that. Gonna cruise at 80 kilometers because this is a windy road. Maybe I won't cruise at 80. Holy smokes. It's funny, for a while there I had the air brake simulation on, but I didn't like it because when you're trying to like there's more than once with this truck I've had problems trying to park in like these little side areas here to sleep actually. So and I found like trying to maneuver around there is really annoying with the air brakes. It's not too bad because like if you're in the 8 shifter mode like I am right now, you can just gun it a little bit and it will actually increase your air pressure as far as I can remember, so it's not terrible. Yeah, so like I was saying about European trucks, they actually do have a like, I don't know, you can call it like a driver's log type scenario where they can tell how much you've driven and whatnot. So sorry, I had to grab a quick drink there. They can tell how much you've driven and where you stopped and all that jazz. So it's kind of interesting to see it's kind of interesting to see how much they can actually track just based on. Well, this is a 60-kilometer road. Oops, I'm speeding by quite a large margin. It's pretty straight though. I don't know why it's 60 kilometers an hour. Anyways, so they can like tell how much you've driven and how much you stopped, because I think they're pretty strict about the law over there in terms of driving and sleeping and whatnot. But I think here they're not nearly as. I don't know too many American truckers or Canadian truckers, but I don't think they're as strict here as they are there. At least that's as far as I can tell. We'll just cruise at 70. I love it's called the retarder on these gearboxes that allows you to slow down, and when you're cruising and with cruise control, it's really, really nice because you go down a hill, just automatically applies it, automatically takes it off, which is really nice. So but these types of turns with these types of trucks are just terrible, at least for me. At least I can take them faster probably, but I just don't trust myself to take them that fast, I guess. I haven't tipped the truck too many times. I definitely have done it, mind you, which is never fun. Oh, this is our turn up here. Ooh, jeez. There we go. It's funny, in this game though, I find it's a little bit more difficult to chat and play at the same time. Not like a crazy amount, but Mainly, I guess because I haven't done it much, and that's why it seems so much more difficult than Farm Sim. Because a Farm Sim, you can, like, you know, like I said before, like, hire a worker and just let it do its thing. This, you can't just let go of the, well, you can't let go of the controls, essentially, so. Wonder how much, what our range is right now. Let's just change the view here a little bit so we can know what's coming up. It's funny, there's been, like, so many times where I've been driving and then I indicate to go somewhere and then a car like pulls up right beside me, like from out of nowhere. It's crazy. You think they would be a little bit safer on the road in Euro Truck, but apparently they're not. They just jump right in front of you. Like, how many people really like approach a trucker when he's signaling and go into his blind spot? I don't think anybody's that silly. Like, if you are and you've done that before, then sorry to say, it's not the safest thing to do. Like, there's a few places, like if you've been in those places where, like, let's say if you come up on the left-hand side of a trucker or the right-hand side and you're like right beside the actual cargo itself, it's you can be in their blind spot sometimes, and it's not good because you do not want to be underneath the tires of one of those trucks, that's for sure. Yeah. I've never seen it happen, thankfully, but I can't imagine it's a nice situation to be in, not by a long shot. Sheesh. I was reading a little history about Peterbilt's and Kenworth's. Apparently they're actually owned by the same company called PAC Cars, PAC Cars. It's owned by the same company, which is interesting, I thought. And they were bought back a while, what was it, back in the 60s, I think it was. Oh, our turn's coming off here. They were bought back in the day, and they were made part of the PAC Cars, I guess, which is kind of interesting. So I didn't realize they're part of the same parent company. It's like, what is it, AGCO? I think it's AGCO. It's like them owning a few other companies, and like New Holland and Case, for example. They're the same company, essentially. Alright, let's downshift a little bit more. Hopefully that's not too loud. It shouldn't be too loud because I double checked, but you never know. I apologize if it is too loud. I do love the Jake brakes, or the engine brakes, whatever you want to call them. On this truck, at least. I do have another truck I want to give a shot to. It's a Kenworth K100, so it's a bullnose. Oops. It's a bullnose, so that would be really nice for a Euro truck here. Whoa, buddy, jeez. So that'd be really nice for this particular game. Oops, I'm speeding again. That'd be nice for this type of game because, like, a lot of times there's like turns and like places you just do not want to be in one of these trucks with a huge nose on them, because it does make your life not very pleasant. Like, most of the spots aren't too bad, but there's a couple places in Russia where you try and park the trailer there, and it's just like, really, you want me to park it there? And it's like, because the truck I chose to drive, that's the reason why it's just ridiculous, so it makes me laugh, actually. Oh, looks like there's our parking spot, or our drop-off point there, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, I was reading the history about, I don't know why, I was just kind of curious one day, and I was sitting before class started, and I was reading about Peterbilt's and Kenworth, and apparently they're part of the same company, parent company at least. And apparently Freightliner is, as far as I remember, they are the direct competition of Peterbilt and Freightliner. So, or Peterbilt and Kenworth. Oof. So they are all part. So Freightliner is the direct competition with Peterbilt and Kenworth, which I thought was kind of interesting, actually. Can I actually turn here? I haven't been down that one little place. I want to discover that. So what we'll do is we'll just edge forward here a little bit. Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I haven't seen too many Freightliners actually in this game. I've seen a lot more Kenworths and a lot more Peterbilts. Obviously, it's not American Truck Simulator, and I know Peterbilt is signed on for American Truck Simulator. I know Volvo is as well. But it would be interesting to see if Kenworth is also signed on because they're part of the same company. Maybe not. I thought I had an actual garage here? Maybe I don't. If you're asleep, you're awake now. No. Actually, a lot of times you're not allowed to do that in town. They don't like it so much. I think you can actually get in trouble. You can get fines for doing stuff like that. Oh, there's a tank. So I have the... If you're wondering why you see tanks every now and then and stuff like that, it's because I have the Jazzy Cats. I have Jazzy Cat's cargo pack installed, and that's the cargo pack I have installed, and that's the reason why you see stuff like tanks and whatnot, helicopters. Though the cargo I actually have is pretty timid in comparison to some of the stuff you can get. So I'm gonna turn right here. It's pretty timid in comparison, at least. But it's not too bad. Like with this truck, depending on the cargo I'm looking for, it can be really difficult to maneuver in some places. Like the stuff I found really difficult to maneuver with is some of the big, some of the wider loads for whatever reason. Here's our stop right here. All right. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I still haven't mastered the whole parking thing yet. I'm still not very good at that yet. One of these days I'll get it. One of these days. Some people are really good at it actually, but I'm not an expert by a long shot. It's funny, I was recording myself park because I was just curious as to how long it would actually take, and I was also doing a little test at the same time. And I discovered it took me like 5 minutes to park. It was pretty embarrassing. I was like, I don't know if I want to put that on camera or not. 5 minutes is an awfully long time to try and park for. So it made me laugh, and I was like, also made me realize, I guess I need to practice my parking skills a little bit. Am I gonna hit the other trailer? Looks like I am. Whoops. All right. Like I said, not an expert by a long shot. There we go. And this is where having the let's go the other way a little bit. This is where having the steering wheel is nice, but if you're not good at parking still, it doesn't help you. Oops, definitely hit that. Sorry. Alright. So yeah, this is the part I'm not good at. And I think that's the reason why some people actually don't record it, because it does take some people a long time. Like, it takes me quite a long time to park. And without hitting things, of course. This is probably one of the harder ones I've encountered just because of where it's located. But I am not an expert, not by a long shot. Alright, so this is going to be the time. Alright, so we want to go that way. And we want to keep going that way. And then straighten her out a little bit. Or try to. And this is one of the hard things with this particular truck as well, because like when you turn, you don't it doesn't actually turn the same way. It doesn't turn the same way like a European truck does, I discovered, which I thought was kind of interesting. Like when you try to like maneuver, it doesn't work the same way at all, just because turning circle is completely different, right? So, oh well, there we actually got it. It looks like it, at least. It's not, the turning circle is a little different, so when you try to nice, perfect. See what I mean about taking a long time? Alright, let's see how we did there. Achievement, progress unlocked. Don't know if you can actually see that or not, but excellent. 10 grand for that little tiny job. How far was that? So 300 kilometers is about, okay, that's good to know. I'll have to note that in my in how long it actually takes. So there you have it, folks. That's the very first episode. Let me get a drink of water here quickly. So there you go. There's a very first episode of Euro Truck. These episodes will probably be sporadic. I don't know how often I'll put them up. But it's good to know that about 300 kilometers is a good little driving distance. I'll show you the type of jobs I normally do. I don't want to do the types of jobs I normally do just because they are really, really, really big. I like going into Russia, so I would probably do this job, I would say, because this one goes into Sweden. I like going up there. It's weird because like when I drive, I try to avoid Poland because I don't like the toll booths there, and I also try to avoid France. That's why a lot of France hasn't been discovered. So, anyways, that'll be it for today. Let me just go back and finish up with a little bit of view of the truck. There you have it. So, having said that, folks, my name's Iain. Robson has been Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I'll catch you guys later.